Welcome to Beer and Irons. Now we're cooking with grass. How to roast a beer-brined chicken on a bed of organic grass. Now I'm sure likely that title caught your eye on this one. Cooking with grass. What in the tarnation? What on earth? And hey, what the hay? And what the hay indeed. We're going to be taking this beer-brined whole chicken and roasting it on a bed of grass, straw, or hay as an organic, meaning once living, trivet. What we're looking for is flavor that only cooking with grass, straw, or hay can give. And don't be using your yard clippings for this recipe. Look for things that are considered baleable, like a bale of alfalfa, wheat straw, or timothy grass. Look for something organic. Animal foods likely don't get regulated by the same standards as human food is regulated, so use your good judgment here. And for those that are wondering, we're not going to eat the hay, straw, grass, or anything else you set on that chicken. It's kind of like a bay leaf in soup. It adds to the flavor and the aroma. But we know not to eat the bay leaf, right? I see this after a fella asked me one time. He says, "Sule?" And I said, "Yeah, what is it? Can you not put the bay leaf in the gumbo? I don't like the bay leaf." And I asked him, I said, "But why don't you like the bay leaf?" He answered, he says, "They too hard to chew." So with that, I'm going to ask you not to eat the grass in the pot. We always brine our whole chicken before we roast it. This chicken was brined for about 3 days in a beer salt and smoked paprika brine. Remove that chicken from the brine and set it on a tray with something to soak up the drippage. Here I'm going to use a paper towel over that tray and set a drying rack over the paper towel. Pat dry the outside of that chicken and the inside if you want to. Even after turning that chicken over the bag of brine to drain that cavity, liquid still finds hiding places and spills out. Take a whole lemon, and I want you to poke some holes on the outside of that lemon, bunches of them, to let the juices seep out during the roasting process. That lemon's going to keep that chicken looking lifted and good and plump. Do you see how that chicken breast was pushed up by that lemon? I always truss up my chicken. I do a figure 8 around the legs and then tuck the wingtips under the chicken's underarms, for a lack of a better word. Well, actually, there is a better word. Tuck the wingtips under the drummet. Spin the chicken around. And have a third or fourth hand ready to assist you. One to hold the tray and the other one to help with the knot. Next, pour some oil in your hand and lightly cover the chicken with oil. This will cause the chicken skin to take on that nice brownish red roasted color. That oiled skin will crisp up and work like a sack or a bag to hold in that moisture of that chicken. You'll even see this when we pull it out of the oven. That skin was holding a bit of hot, expanded air before room temperature deflated the pressure. Most chickens from the market will fit just fine in a 5-quart cast iron Dutch oven. That's perfect. Now we're about to put a chicken resting on dry straw, hay, or grass inside a hot oven. And I don't want to use a skillet during this process. I want to use a Dutch oven. The Dutch oven walls are a bit higher than the skillet, and that way I can put that grass, straw, or hay in that Dutch oven and let that chicken rest on that organic trivet without worrying about the straw, grass, or hay reaching over the sides into the heat or falling out and landing on something that's producing the heat. Everything needs to stay in the pot, and a Dutch oven keeps things nice and tidy. But be careful following this recipe. If you don't feel comfortable with it, then use metal trivets. This chicken will still taste delicious. Just put enough grass, straw, or hay in the bottom of that Dutch oven to keep a layer between the chicken and the bottom of that pot. Then just set that chicken right onto that grass surface, just like an organic living trivet. It's just that easy. And this wireless meat thermometer makes it even easier. I'll get this chicken in that oven. I'll wait for that thermometer to do its beeping at its pre-programmed 165 degrees Fahrenheit. 165 degrees Fahrenheit is where we consider our chicken done. Now look at that. Look how plump it looks. Now I want you to watch closely at the chicken when I pull it out. Remember the oil that we put on that skin that crisped up that skin, made it look as nice and roasted as it looks there? That oil we put on the skin will crisp up that skin and help it retain that moisture. There it is. All the straw is set there and the chicken is nice and roasted. The house has a nice, earthy, nutty aroma all about. For you dog and animal owners, here's a bit of advice. Don't listen to your dog. He or she is not telling you the truth. That grass that's been sitting underneath that chicken would taste delicious to that dog, but it is not food. Toss it and make sure they can't get to it. I have 2 dogs myself. Now for the moment that counts. If you want to taste this chicken, you're going to have to give it a go. But let me give you a look-see real quick. Let's see about that juiciness. Now, I hope you enjoyed this recipe here on beerandiron.com. My name is Sule, and I love to share the magic of my black pots and pans. If you enjoyed this recipe and want to keep up with the going-ons here at beerandiron.com, be sure to click that little thumb and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that little dinner bell. We use this chicken not only for an entree with sides. I'll also debone that chicken and use that meat in gumbo, chicken stew or soup, enchiladas, or quick and easy tacos. This recipe will go hand in hand with the articles on beerandiron.com. And that's about it, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how it turns out.